Um, like Melissa said, like the whole idea of Black Girls Book Club was wanting to share our friendship and our love of books with other Black women. And what was happening is that when we were meeting different women, having multiple events, people were saying like, this is something I really wish I had when I was younger, because we would talk about books and our books would always be about Black women protagonists, the different experiences that they've had growing up, their identity and their journeys. That naturally leads to conversations about our own lived experiences and it just becoming an environment of support and friendship. And people were like, I really wish I had something so reaffirming when I was much younger. So obviously we can't really invite teenage girls to come and get drunk with us when reading books. But what we can do is basically take the lessons that we've learned, the experiences we've had, the main motivation around trying to create Black Girls Book Club, and put it into a book for young Black women and for women in general.
I wanted to show that Black boys can love each other and Black boys can love each other through outside of sports, right? They can love each other through reading. They can love each other through growing up together. So like Zion has been there for Cameron since what? Since he was like 7 years old, right? And so they've been together there almost their entire lives. And so I really want to showcase like how their love is so strong because there's a bond there outside of what we traditionally think a boy should be. And so for my PhD, I wrote my dissertation on masculinity, the differences between like traditional masculinity, which is like the violent boy, the sports fanatic, the one who's always after the girls, versus progressive masculinity when Black boys can come together and love each other outside of that.
These got progressively harder and harder to write, these books. This one is because Snow White, when you look at that one, there's a lot wrong with that story. There's a lot to sort out there. So I'll give you a gist of how I sorted out by just giving you the first couple of pages. It is about a cat called Snowy White, and it begins like this. Once upon a rooftop above Purrytail Lane, there lived a kingdom of cats. They spent their days cleaning and cleaning themselves. Then at night, they took turns on the catwalk to show off how splendid they were. There's Kingsley. Kingsley, the most perfectly perfect puss of them all, was a cat called Kingsley. So there they are, walking up and down the catwalk, showing off about how very beautiful they are. Kingsley had a crystal ball, or at least that's what it said it was. When I read this in schools, at this point I say to the children, is it a crystal ball? And they all shout, no. And I say, what is it? And they all shout, a fish, which is by far my favourite part of the reading of this, them shouting, it's a fish.
Was it fun to write? Yes and no. This book took me 5 years to write, and it's quite slim for a YA. It's only about just over 50,000 words, which is about the same length as one of my middle grades. But I have 300,000 words of draft. So I rewrote it top to bottom 7 times. So yeah, so I had the concept first. I wanted to write a book about best friends, and I was really interested in the idea of luck, and if good thing happens to another one, a bad thing happens, friendships tied together in quite an intense way. And I kept trying to figure out what that was. When I first wrote it, it was in third person. There was a sexy sea god who cursed them. It was too fantastical. Then I rewrote it, and there was a pyromaniac, and it was too thrillery. And then I kept rewriting it, and luckily I had 2 brilliant editors, Annalie Granger and Non Pratt, who kept kind of guiding me through it. And Non came in and was really helped me restructure the novel, which massively helped. So I love this book, and I'm really proud of it. It was really a hard one to write, but I'm so happy with where it is now. And throughout it all, I loved exploring female friendship, and I loved writing about, my favorite scenes are the ones at the revelry or at the beginning. I love that kind of eerie excitement.